CC, CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder. I can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter, and this is the Grow Your Money podcast, where we talk about how to grow your money and blow your money. Because if you blow your money, what? Ain't a damn thing funny. What's up, everybody? So come on in. Come on in, my friends. As always, I love to know who is watching today. So why don't you put where you're watching from in the comments? Come on. And then, this is a dialogue, not a monologue. So, I love for you to talk back to me and talk black to me. So put where you're from in the comments. I know I'm a little late today. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. We're going to talk about something that is extremely important that we all need to know that affects us tremendously. And it's about your health. Listen, I like to talk about money, but wealth is a holistic experience. It's not just about the money you make, but it's mentally, it's spiritually, it's financially, it's physically, it's all those things. And so we can't enjoy our wealth if our health is in failure. So we have to make sure that we're proactive with the things that contribute to our health. And it's so funny because we have Dr. Jones here on Thursdays, and I find myself just in talking to her, I learned so much, and I find myself, shopping a little bit better, preparing meals a little bit better, watching what I eat, because the thing about it is what you put in is going to affect you more than you know. What's up, Karen? I see you all the way from the Boogie Down Bronx. Oh, April Sampay from the DMV. What's happening, April? And then we have Sharati from Jacksonville, Florida. Where else is everybody watching from? That's one. Number two, if you have a Black-owned business or a Black-owned business, I want you to put their information in the chat. What's up, Miss Sophia? All the way from Stockton, California. What's happening, lady? So if you have a Black-owned business or a Black-owned business, make sure that you put in the comments. And also, please share this on your timelines, on your stream, because this conversation, I believe, can be life or death, okay? Yesterday, we lost a beautiful light. A sister, Miss Ananda Lewis, to breast cancer. And I wanted to have a conversation about, holistic medicine versus mainstream medicine, and like what is really the best, because a lot of people, they swear by holistic medicine, and some people are, against it. But before we dive into the conversation, I wanted to bring my good girlfriend. I don't know if you know her, but she is always funny. I enjoy having conversations with her all the time. I want to bring her up here to engage in the conversation as well. Y'all know who it is? What y'all think? APRILSAMPE. Y'all say What's up, April?
How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
What am I doing here?
You're here.
How did this happen?
I ported you all the way from Augusta, Georgia.
I'm here.
Yeah, I ported April all the way from Augusta, Georgia, and she's here with us today.
God, will you look at God?
Who does that? Y'all, April got busy last week. Oh, shoot. I wish I could. You know what? I'm going to show y'all. Yep. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to my page real quick on Facebook because I need to show you. Damn, do I have?
No.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Okay, you know what? This is what I want to show you. I want to show y'all what we did last week, because Net 7 Collective is so amazing. We had a little retreat last week, and I just kind of want to show you.
It wasn't a little retreat. It was pretty darn amazing. Okay.
It was.
But
guess who put it on? Guess who arranged the entire thing?
Who?
You.
No.
And
LaTanya. Yo, she killed.
Y'all killed. So we had an amazing time last. Let me just show you guys real quick what that was like.
Net 7 was a dream planted deep in my soul.
Hey, first of all, I did a little.
From all across the country, we came. Different cities, different stories, but all the same flame. Net 7 was a dream planted deep in my soul, a God-given vision that I could barely hold. Wednesday night at the Cambria Hotel, we hugged, we laughed, we had stories to tell. A meet and greet turned to dinner and fun. Dance battles and lamb chops set the tone for this run. Thursday, the spa, oh, what a time of relief. The bonding we had was beyond belief. The Get Financially Lit event where connections were made, and April Sampay, oh, she blazed the stage. A black man, a black man, a black man. We danced, we laughed, and we partied free. The vibes, the beauty, the energy. Friday was all about legacy at the African American Museum, where we learned more history. With every exhibit, it got clear, it seemed, that we are our ancestors' wildest dreams. Dee Dee, oh, how we appreciate you. You open your home to all of us too. We ate, we danced, we testified, from caviar to twerking. It was all the way live.
What makes me love you, honestly, is that you could be doing anything else. But God spoke to you, and you have the biggest heart to help other women.
So, Naomi, these are all your roofs. Yes. Where you go, we'll follow you.
I'm seeing what you guys are doing in the world, and I'm so extremely proud. You guys, we have formed a sisterhood. Net 7 is because of you all. It's because you all made it what it is. And so I just wanted to tell you, I love you, and I'm grateful for you being in my life. You guys are everything that I needed. I need every single one of you. So thank you. I appreciate you. And I love all of you. Yeah.
We just can't stop with just this week.
Right.
We just got to bring other sisters into the fold.
You guys are the proof of God's existence. You're the proof of God's manifestation in prayer. Because this is what I prayed for. This is what I fasted for.
Saturday morning was a day of elegance, where we boarded a yacht in all white dress. We ate, we danced, we had a ball. I sat back and I took it in, and I watched the beauty of it all. That night became the grand finale unplanned. They came to my home. Oh man, oh man. We ate, we laughed, we sang off key with not one care in the world. Yo, we really partied. Kiswana on the mic, Victoria cooked the fish. The bonding was real. The vibe, it was thick. Shout out to our girl April Sampay. On Sunday, her and Malcolm Jamal Warner, they blazed the stage. Net 7 was a dream that was given to me, and it became much more than I could ever see. Black women building, dreaming, caring. No gatekeepers here, only knowledge and sharing. Because when you teach a woman, you teach a nation, and what we've created is well beyond any expectation. I'm grateful for every queen, almost 70 strong. So whether you made it to DC or you had to watch it from home, you are my sisters. You are my answered prayers.
Net 7.
there that
Where,
if
our
you
mic is
have-
off.
We've been having a whole conversation. Y'all ain't even hear us. So listen, because you all are coming back, if you all don't have these books, you're poor. I want to know something. Sorry, y'all. Sorry that you couldn't hear us. It's Constance's fault. She put us on mute. I want to know what Dr. Jones ate the whole time she was.
Dr. Jones? The whole so there is one lady, one beautiful young lady that is a part of the Net 7, and she's actually our resident physician
Honey, and she's older than 17 bags of chips.
and vegan.
Yes, she is.
And so when the video was going, April was like, well, what was Dr. Jones eating?
Yeah, because I'm like, the whole time y'all eating fish and everything else, I'm like, I wouldn't have been able
Let's
to eat
ask her.
Did you eat at all?
Yes, I did.
You were fasting the whole trip.
I can say,
No,
say what you-
Victoria, one of our sisters, actually got hearts of palm and made me crab cakes
Oh.
and fried fish, vegan fish.
Yeah. Did she make
Phenomenal.
it? She added seaweed to it?
wait, what's this? I saw that hearts of palm. So those
Hearts
were
of
crab
palm.
cakes that she was making for you?
Yeah, she made me crab cakes and fried fish
I love that.
Wait, fried fish. I didn't see the
from
fried
the
fish.
hearts of palm.
Shut the front door.
No, she split them so that they look like pieces, fillets of fish.
That
And
girl
she
is talented.
seasoned it. She is so talented.
Oh my God, I'm telling you,
Oh, it was phenomenal.
that fish was the best fish I ever ate in my life.
Really?
If you are ever in Philadelphia, Philly, you gotta check out Victoria's Kitchen. And this no cap. That fish that she made was the best fish that I have ever eaten in my whole entire life. And I come from a fish family,
a fish frying family.
a fish frying family.
But here's this is the messed up part about that. Like, I have heard about this fish like the whole time, and I'm sitting here like, dang, I would have wanted some fish.
I'm saying, if you guys are in
what's up.
Philly,
At least I would have been able to eat some hearts of palm fish that she would have made.
Yes.
yeah, it looked like
And she's not vegan, and it was phenomenal.
I'd have been hungry the whole time. What am I supposed to eat?
Yeah, and then Dr. Jones, she didn't know that Instacart. She didn't think Instacart was in Florida, where she's from. You know why? Because she thought Instacart was part of Amazon, and she was like, "My Amazon doesn't have Instacart," so she's never had Instacart. So Kyle was able to share with her that she can order Instacart all the way in
Look at
Florida.
God. Can we all just take a moment and look at God for a moment? Look at God.
Anyway, let's get to it, y'all. So listen, I wanted to have a conversation around breast cancer and just health, period, because we lost this beautiful sister, Ananda Lewis, yesterday, and she's been fighting breast cancer for so long. And there's been so many different, opinions about holistic versus traditional medicine, chemo, radiation. And one of the things that she said was that she didn't do early detection because she thought that her getting mammograms was going to be too much radiation. In fact, let me show you what she said when she first announced that she had breast cancer.
Beginning of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I have been fighting to get cancer out of my body for almost 2 years. For a really long time, I have refused mammograms. And that was a mistake. I watched my mom get mammogrammed for 30 years almost. And at the end of that, she had breast cancer. And I said, radiation exposure for years, breast cancer. Yeah, I'm going to pass. Thanks anyway. I am stubborn. I'm going to admit that up front. Those of you who know me know that's true. And I stand by that thinking. I stand by the research that shows that an accumulation of radiation in your body can cause cancer. And here comes the but. But what I didn't understand and what I need you to understand, the reason I'm here telling you my business is because I would have had probably 3 or 4 mammograms by the time they caught it. Instead, I've had to have 2 PET scans so far. Guess how many mammograms worth of radiation a PET scan is? Anyone? 30. So 60 mammograms. You do the math. If I had done the mammograms from the time they were recommended when I turned 40, they would have caught the tumor in my breast years before I caught it through my own breast exam, self-exam, and thermography. And they would have caught it at a place where it was more manageable, where the treatment of it would have been a little easier. It's never easy, but I use that word in comparison to what I'm going through now. Instead, what I'm dealing with is stage 3 breast cancer that is in my lymphs. I need you to get your mammograms. I have been doing 100% alternative and natural protocols and treatments, and I have helped this particular condition not spread like wildfire through my body. That's good news. But it's not gone. And I still have a lot of work to do. And I wish I could go back. I have a 9-year-old I need to be here for. I have no intention on leaving him. I don't want to leave any of my kids. I don't want to leave my friends, my family. Hell, I don't want to leave myself. I like being here. So listen, this is not how this was supposed to go, but I'm just going to keep it real with you like I always do. I need you to share this with the women in your life who may be as stubborn as I was about mammograms. And I need you to tell them that they have to do it. Early detection, especially for breast cancer, changes your outcome. It can save their life.
Wow. So RIP to Miss Ananda Lewis, who lost her battle with cancer yesterday. And so one of the things that she said, Dr. Jones, was early detection. Talk about it.
Yes, early detection is so important. I know people don't like to get x-rays and things like that, but we can help with early detection, because if you can find it when it's small, then there are things you can do, either functional medicine or natural holistic, and also they can be removed with oncology and all of the other treatments that are there. But early detections mean they can find it when it's small and it hasn't spread, because most people don't die from the actual cancer. They die from the metastasis, because the cancer grows out of the area, because it looks for new area, because it's used up all the blood supply and the nutrients. So it spreads over the rest of your body, looking for other areas so it can invade. And then your body gets overwhelmed and just gives up.
Okay. So let's talk about the things that cause cancer. What are some factors that cause cancer? Things that we do every day.
This is where the holistic versus mainstream medicine comes in. So mainstream medicine talks about genes and certain lifestyles, but they pretty much focus on treatment of the cancer and prevention by doing mammograms, ultrasounds, breast exams, knowing your family history. Once you get the cancer, then they offer chemo, radiation, all of the above. So functional medicine. So let's give you an analogy of it. You have the tumor. They pick the tumor out, but mainstream medicine do not dig into why you developed the cancer. They kind of graze over the top. So they haven't changed the terrain that the cancer grew in. Whereas functional medicine looks at the terrain and say, what were the environmental factors and things that cause you to develop cancer? Because if you don't remove them and you just remove the cancer, then it will come back.
Hold on, because I want to make sure that this is very important what you're saying. Everybody who's watching, and I see it's quite a few of you, right? So everybody who's watching right now, can you please share this with your friends and your family? Because realistically, this is very important information. And what you just said was so impactful. There's so many people that don't realize that, like, yes, you have to change the environment for what's growing in your body, right? If you want to see change, you have to create change. So make sure you all are sharing, please.
So what does that change look like, though? So you said the terrain, right? So
Right.
if you have cancer, how do you change the terrain? Break it down.
So changing the terrain is basically knowing that increased sugars feed cancer cells.
Mm-hmm.
So getting off of processed sugars, getting off sugars, period.
So what's an alternative to sugar? Say you need a sweetener.
Natural sugars,
Like,
just natural sugars that are in fruit.
so if I have some tea, what do I put in my tea?
Your finger. No, I'm just teasing.
Oh.
What you put in your tea, you could drink it naturally. So if it's a natural tea, then it doesn't need any sugar because you're drinking it for the flavor of the tea.
Well, okay, but we're also dealing with Americans.
So Americans, if you need so that's the problem.
Yes.
We put too much sugar in everything. So once you change, those taste buds change, you won't need as much sugar and you will detect that things are too sweet. So what you can do is start just normally. If you normally have 4 teaspoons of sugar, back it down to half.
So April is on a sugar fast.
So so let's laugh about this. So I have not had like sugar in a minute, right?
Yes.
Anything with added sugar. And so yesterday I went to the spa and they had a thing of coconut water, right? And I'm like, oh, coconut water, because I need to be hydrated. I just been in like an oven box. Let me get some hydration. I drink some coconut water. I'm like, yo, this is really sweet. But I'm thinking maybe it's just extra sweet because I'm not drinking anything that has actual sugar in it, no added sugar. So I drink it and I'm like, it's real sweet. This ain't normal. Like maybe it's a really, really good coconut, right? I go back, I said, did y'all add sugar to the coconut water? They were like, yeah. Why the fuck would you add sugar to the coconut water? Who does that?
So for someone like April, what is she, and she wants to stay sweet. What are you drinking? What are you putting in?
I carry stevia with me now everywhere I go.
Is stevia okay?
Yes, stevia is a natural appearance. It's a natural fruit.
What about monk fruit?
Monk fruit is good. You can use it for additional sweetener. But the thing is, why do we need extra sweetener?
Because we've been.
That's a thought.
I mean, and so here's to your point, right? Now I can drink tea with nothing in it. You know what I mean? Like I went somewhere and I said I want unsweetened iced tea, and they're like, "Well, what are you going to do? You need some sugar to add to it?" No, like I'm good. I just want the actual tea itself. And if I'm drinking coffee, which I very rarely do, I don't need to add anything to it because you do want to taste the bitterness. And anything bitter is going to help you gut-wise, not necessarily coffee, but anything bitter. So most of the time we need to have more bitter drinks anyway.
But Dr. Jones, we talking average Americans who literally are addicted to sugar. And so and we have to wean them off. So you can't tell people like me, who I'm so used to having sugar in everything, just stop eating sugar, right?
No, don't have.
Smoking cigarettes. So we have to have something to wean us off. So we need to know what the alternatives are. And then eventually I think we need to wean off. Because are there dangers to the sweeteners?
Oh, of course. So the only sweetener that people should, we're talking about artificial sweeteners now. We're not talking about like monk fruit or stevia. Those are natural occurring sweeteners. We're talking about artificial sweeteners like I don't even know the names of them.
Fructose, gross.
No,
no, I'm talking about the brand names. Oh. The one in the pink, the one in the yellow.
Yeah.
Those things have been found to cause cancer in mice.
Yes, in mice.
And cause seizures, memory loss, increase your risk of Alzheimer's.
Yeah. So stevia and monk fruit are good.
Yes.
Honey is good.
The thing is changing your norm, changing your baseline. So if you back off the sugar, you don't have to stop, but just don't. So if you put 5 teaspoons, go to 4 teaspoons.
Right. Well, okay. So
and then go to 3 teaspoons. You know, if you're so addicted that you can't stop.
I've been so addicted that I can't stop, which is why I stopped, right? I know it's an addiction, so I have to do it myself. One thing that's helped is juice. Everybody's a soda drinker. Stop drinking sodas. Switch over to juice. Once you switch over to juice, because juice is crap, like especially the juice
full of sugar.
Unless you are squeezing the juices yourself, which you're not, there's no nutritional value in the juices that you purchase, right? So what I do is I take the juice. Now I'm at like 90% water, 10% juice.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like if I want something sweet, but Splenda, thank you. But if I want something, like before it was 10% water and 90% juice, and I kept changing it until now I'm at 10%. Does that make sense?
So just like you say, you're weaning yourself. Like
Yeah, you wean yourself down off the sugars. And then as you wean, you will realize your taste buds change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's an addiction more so than taste.
Okay.
It's an addiction.
So that's the landscape.
Agave also. Someone in the chat mentioned agave.
Agave, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and then honey, you said you don't particularly.
Yeah, I'm vegan, so I don't do anything from an animal or insect.
But honey is fine as well.
But honey is good. But honey is very sweet.
Yeah, honey's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. So don't go from 5 packs of sugar to 3 tablespoons of honey.
But it's not the same thing, though. It's not the same thing as sugar.
It is. It's very sweet. Yeah. But if you're trying, the key is trying to change a habit.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want to substitute the same. Right.
Okay. Can I ask you a question about that, Dr. Jones? Because they say, so sugar, for example, once you taste sugar, once you put it on your tongue, the enzymes in your body start to do something that will make it so, like, to prepare your gut for all of the sugar that it's about to receive. That's correct, right? So is that the same? Because that's one of the things I've always wanted to know. Is that the same because your receptors are still tasting sugar? Is your body still reacting the same way? Because that's one of the reasons that we have so much inflammation in our bodies, is because once you taste the sugar, your body will already start to process it before it even starts to digest it.
It starts processing in your mouth.
So what happens if I do stevia, for example? Does my body still process it the same as if I was eating sugar?
Well, it's natural. It's a natural sweetener. So with natural sweeteners, you still get glucose from it, and your body knows how to break it down. The problem with your Splenda and things like that is there are no calories. So then your brain says, okay, now I know you just ate some sugar, and it's sending all the enzymes and the hormones to get ready to metabolize the sugar so your body can use it, but there are none. So it's faking your brain out. So then what your brain does, it throws up cravings. So that's why you see people putting Splenda in things and then going eating a candy bar or going to get chips.
Makes sense.
Because your brain is like, hey, now I know I taste sweet. Where are the calories? Because I need that. And so, so it really messes up. And there are studies that show people who do these artificial sweeteners actually gain more weight.
Yeah. Okay.
By using the artificial sweeteners.
Because now they're trying to what's missing from the sugar.
Right. From the sugar.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to talk about holistic, but I also want to talk about prevention, right? Because even before you get to the place, because the statistics are 1 out of 2 people will get some form of cancer.
Right.
That is unacceptable.
That is huge.
Those are United States statistics.
That's United States statistics. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so how do we prevent from getting there? Because everybody knows someone who's suffered, who succumbed. And this, it's a suffering. It's painful. It's hard to watch somebody die.
And it's expensive.
Oh, let's talk about that. But what do we do? Let's talk about prevention. And then I want to talk about holistic versus traditional medicine. But let's talk about the prevention part first.
Okay. So the prevention part goes back to changing. Let's go back to my scenario, changing the terrain. You need to figure out why is it, well, not you, but you need to be an advocate for why did you develop the cancer? Was it genetic? Was it something you exposed yourself to?
Environmental.
Just environmental. People just don't just develop cancer. If that was the case, it would be the same across the whole world.
So it's hereditary. It
can be,
or it could be stress. So
Okay.
And stress, and all of that's environmental. It's what we put in our mouths, what we expose our bodies to. Okay. And so we have to be very cognizant of that. So that's why, like she was saying, her mother had cancer. So she should have been doing self-breast exams. She should have been getting her mammograms.
There's a training class that I took when I was in New York once, and it was all health based, right? We had the doctors come in, and they were talking about lifestyle and family, and they said that this particular doctor was saying oftentimes it's not that you're passing this on, because they say, you know, yeah, it's genetic, but it's not genetic. It's more so you all have the same lifestyle. If the mother eats crap, the baby eats crap.
And you got a crappy family, right?
You got a crappy family. It's true. And so it's like, okay, well, we always talk about how we want to be the ones to break that generational curse. And this is one of the ways that we can do it, because we're looking at it from a financial standpoint, but health is wealth. So we have to start paying attention to what we put in our mouths, because that also will change how our children eat. You know what I mean? Like, it makes so much of a big difference.
Black Panther, I got in trouble by Dr. Jones for smoking cigars, by the way. But anyway, go ahead.
She's like, why are you doing it?
Okay. So yeah, let's go back to the terrain. So the terrain is, so just because you have a genetic propensity to develop breast cancer does not mean you will develop it. You can change, because your genes are expressed by what they're exposed to. So if you change the exposure and you have the gene, like for instance, why is it that twins, one will develop diabetes and one won't? Mm-hmm. But they found it's the environment, what they're exposing themselves to. So if you sit here, you watch TV, you eat fast foods, process, you know, smoke, don't exercise, you will get diabetes and you're overweight. The other twin has the same genes, and it is not expressed because they work out, they are plant-based, they don't smoke, they don't drink, you know. So just because you get a gene doesn't mean it has to be expressed, but your environment will cause things to be expressed. So that's when you go back with nature versus nurture. You know, there are some things that you don't have to follow the steps of the genes. You may have the gene and you can pass it on, but that doesn't mean you actually are going to get it. So that's where prevention comes in, where, you know, follow the, you know, get the mammogram. If you know your parents have colon cancer, get the colon screenings. You know, they put you to sleep. You don't feel anything.
And you feel so light and airy afterwards, y'all.
Yeah, it's the best sleep you've ever had.
It's the best. It is.
They put you out. You know, if you know you have all these other, you know, get the screenings, because prevention is then if you come at an early point in your chemotherapy or treatment, then your functional medicine and your integrative will work a lot better, because they're changing the environment and the cancer has not invaded into metastasis. But once it gets out of the place and is looking all over your body and it's all the other places, your body gets overwhelmed. So then now you're trying to take out all the soil, which is the functional medicine, and change what you're eating. Will it work then?
So I need you to go back. I need you to tell us what functional medicine is, what integrative medicine is, because a lot of us aren't familiar with those terms.
Okay. So functional medicine, integrative, is looking at the root cause of why things happen in sicknesses, not just treating high blood pressure, going back and looking at your body and looking at your brain, looking at your gut, looking at your heart, and see what processes are going on that are out of order, whether it's too much inflammation, what is it that you're eating that's causing this? What actually is going on, and treating that as opposed to just giving you medicine. So
that's what you do.
And that's what I do, right?
And does it well, y'all. I'm telling you, please. Do you have her link on?
Yeah. What's integrative medicine?
So integrative medicine is also dealing with the emotional side, and because stress has a lot to do with everything. So it integrates everything together, which all of them do pretty much. Functional does the same, but yeah.
Okay. So for those of us, because I know you're vegan, because you understand what meat does and all that stuff. For those of us who don't want to be vegans,
Right.
How do we eat? What do we do?
You increase your green leafy vegetables. Your green leafy vegetables like spinach, bok choy, collard greens, mustard. These are all, I'm sorry.
Dandelion.
But
Yeah.
you also listen. We're talking to mostly Black people, so you also have to tell them how to prepare it, because you talk about collard greens. We're gonna throw some.
Okay, we'll get to the preparing later.
Okay,
Just, I mean, in your diet, if you could just eat those,
but
because those foods have compounds, huh?
We can't put the ham hocks in there though.
Yeah, you can.
You gotta let
Put a
them
little bit of
eat.
liquid smoke in
But
there.
we're weaning, right? We're weaning because a lot of people don't eat greens, period.
Okay.
And I'm not talking lettuce. I'm talking about greens because they have phytoestrogens, and these are things that help to keep your inflammation down and help fight cancer cells and get rid of the excess estrogen, because a lot of like breast cancers, they are estrogen based.
Mm-hmm.
So if you eat those, that you can fight. So if always throw a green in there if you're gonna eat.
So you're talking
now
about
let's talk to meat.
Okay, so you're talking about leafy greens, and so should they be raw leafy greens or should they be cooked?
If you like them uncooked, you can, but then you got to watch about pesticides. Where are you buying them from?
Yeah,
it's a whole thing.
Yeah, but you can cook, but just don't cook it with the meat. Use spices. I use vegetable broth. I use
what about chicken broth?
Well, you can use chicken broth.
I can use chicken broth. I'm not a vegan.
You should be. The funny part is, because I have this conversation with people on a regular basis when it comes to meat, right? All of my meat eaters, raise your hand. The thing about meat eaters is, if you're eating chicken, for example, have you ever taken a chicken and just put it in the oven, right? Mm-hmm. And then took it out and ate it? Mm-hmm. It's disgusting.
No, it's not.
Right. Then do it.
You mean without seasoning?
No seasoning. Right. It's disgusting. Now, what do you need in order to season it? Vegetables. My point is, okay, all those herbs that you're putting on, all of those come from plants. You need plants in order to season the meat that you're eating. So if you just take those same seasonings and put it on your vegetables, you will be equally as happy. Okay. It's really that simple. And liquid smoke, for all of you who need to have some ham hocks and some hog mogs or whatever in your greens, just go ahead and put just a smidge of liquid smoke. You'll be happy.
Yeah, liquid smoke, garlic, turmeric.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
learn your herbs, and I think someone mentioned that in the comments. Your herbs and your fruits.
Missy, I think she asked a couple times. We talked about monk fruit a little bit earlier, and that's a good alternative, is what.
Very good alternative.
Yeah. Okay, so eating more leafy greens, adding that. Make sure that preparing it correctly. Don't be deep fried it in oil. Don't put it in no fat bag and all of that other stuff. We have to eat. We have to do that much better, right? We have to make better choices in our food. Okay. Anything else we should do on the preventative level?
Move your body. You got to move your body. Our bodies are mechanical, just like cars, just like anything that you don't use, how it goes and you can't use it anymore, it breaks down. Our bodies are the same way. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean I know people like to get trainers and all of that, but you don't have to do all that. You could walk every day after you eat dinner. Just take a walk outside for about, an hour. That's moving your body.
I know. An hour is, try 20 minutes for those who have not moved around.
Yeah, or 20 minutes. If you can walk on your own and you can move and you can bend over and squat, then you could do the hour. If you can't do all of those, start small.
Okay. So leafy greens, integrate more leafy greens, move at least 20 minutes a day to an hour.
Drink water.
Oh, yes.
And drink it in what? Because you said what? You said no plastic, right?
Oh, drink it in glass bottles. Let the plastics go.
Why?
Because plastics, they compete with and line dance is good. Somebody said line dance. Mm-hmm. The plastics compete with your hormones. and they act like fake hormones. So they actually increase your risk of cancers. And the microplastics stay with you. They don't denigrate. So you will find whatever straw you used when you were 2 is still out there in the landfill.
Okay. So, all right. So that's what we could do. That's the preventative step. Those are some small steps that we could do. Okay. So let's talk about if we get some type of disease.
Limit alcohol is the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Why would we do that?
Spoken from a person who is extremely lightweight and drinks maybe once every 6 months.
Seriously.
Yes. Because it's a known toxin that increases breast
cancer. I had a glass of wine
risk.
last night, by the way. I had a glass of wine last night after Net 7 call. But in terms of, let's talk about treatment, because one of the things that I read that you're 5 times more likely to die if you do alternative or holistic treatment as opposed to traditional, say, chemo, radiation.
Is that true?
Is it true?
Well, see, that's one of those. So there are all type of studies out, and they come up with these overall summaries, and you can't make statements like that, because what were the experiences? Are you talking about people who are already stage 4?
Right.
If they were already stage 4, then their terrain is gone. So it doesn't matter what you do, because you see what I'm saying? The terrain is gone.
Before we go on there, Maria want to know what you were saying about alcohol, and then let's go back to the holistic. What were you saying? Because there's some alcoholics in the comments, and they want to know if it's cool.
And so limiting alcohol is what we say. We don't say don't drink alcohol. We say limit alcohol, because it is a known factor to increase your risk for breast cancer. And it's because of the sugars, because alcohol is a sugar. It's fermented sugar.
It converts to sugar.
So
we are here. Try to keep 1 glass a day. In a glass, we would say is about 6 to 8 ounces. Really, it's more.
That's if you have to have alcohol.
If you have to have.
So that's an actual serving is pretty much what you're saying. Have an actual serving of alcohol.
Yeah, a small serving. Yeah.
So in 1937, that's when the National Cancer Institute was actually founded. The funny part about that is since then, cancer has constantly risen. People we didn't have cancer the way that we do. And so cancer, if you look at it, and this is April speaking, it's not really April speaking, this is the internet speaking. Cancer is a big time money maker. You know what I mean? I've actually seen different stories and things of that nature where they talk about how doctors have diagnosed people with cancer just so they can continue getting the money when they didn't have cancer to begin with.
Kind of like COVID.
So it's like from a financial standpoint. And so the way I look at it is you have to live like you're in a blue zone. And so I was going to ask you,
what's a blue zone?
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you could talk about like blue zones and kind of like how those people live or where those people live.
Okay, so blue zones is like we only have one of them in the United States.
Where?
It's in California. It's Northern California.
Oh, where I'm from. Do I need to go back?
No, it's not where you're from.
Well, where is it?
Area north of you.
Yeah, it's actually like closer to like
about the weed place where all the weed people where they grow all the weed. Where's that?
Do they grow weed there? I don't
know. Forget it. I forget it. Okay, go ahead.
But so blue zones are places over the world where they found these people live over 100. And they're very healthy. They don't have any diseases. They don't take any medicines. They eat natural foods. Now some of them do eat meat, but it's the natural meat.
It's usually fish.
And usually fish.
So like there's certain parts of like Greece, for example.
Right.
There are just a few areas in Europe, but the majority of them are like in
Asia.
Asia, South America, and Africa.
Right.
That we have more blue zones, and it's more focused on not having what's considered a mainstream diet. When you look at, or a commercial diet, we're eating things out of wrappers. We're eating things out of that. They're in plastic. They're in plastic. We're opening them up and saying, all right, let me take this and put it in a microwave that's killing the food So we're not getting any of the nutrients from the food, which
And the
makes our
plastics. We put plastic on
We're
top
putting
of
no
it.
plastic in the food. So it's just you're eating death and you're also eating
Jesus.
plastic.
I just think about my kids. Like that's what. So Loma Linda is the only blue zone in the United States.
Yes.
And the key aspects of Loma Linda is they have a strong Seventh-day Adventist
Which is
community, which they're plant-based.
Which is whole food based, not plant based. It's
Okay.
whole food, which
Okay.
means it comes straight out of the ground. It doesn't come from a factory or grocery store.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
they regularly exercise. And then they have community and social connection. So they have strong family and social ties, stress reduction. So they emphasize stress reduction through Sabbath observance. A lot of Seventh-day Adventists do. And they have a higher life expectancy. Other blue zones are Okinawa, Japan, and Italy. I heard about Italy because that was in one of Malcolm Gladwell's books. Nicoya, Costa Rica, and Icaria, Greece. Those are other
blue zones. Yeah.
Interesting.
Now,
Fascinating.
and I think the ones in Italy, I think they do eat.
Do they eat meat?
Beef or either.
They definitely don't eat pork.
And they drink a lot of wine too.
None of them eat pork.
They drink a lot of wine over there in Italy, and it was in that Malcolm Gladwell book too. They commune and they have a good time and they're laughing.
Right, because it's the whole environment.
Yeah.
Because in the United States, we tend to isolate.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
We tend to stay on our phones. We don't meet with our friends.
Yeah.
We don't. That's why our Net 7 was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because we fed off of it. That gives you good endorphins, and you exchange, and that helps our bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have to put that out there. That was a good point, Dr. Jones. So all of you ladies who are looking to join Net 7, if you want to live just a little bit longer, you can by joining Net 7. Will you look at God? So all you have to do is
eating vegan fish.
And eating vegan fish, which you can get if you join the ladies of Net 7. One day we'll have an event and you might get your vegan fish. So I'm just putting that out there, just a shameless plug.
Listen, we have some of the most phenomenal. It's one of the things I think we were saying when we were meeting, it's one thing to connect via Zoom. It's something different to be in the room amongst women who really love you, who really want the best for you, who are excited for you, who just the energy, and it's infectious. And so it's great. Zoom is great because we meet on Zoom, but it was really good just seeing all. It was good
to hug people, man.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like I got a chance to hug Dr. Jones. Y'all know Dr. Jones saved my life. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all a secret. Strong enough for a man, but pH balance for a woman. Dr. Jones, okay, is saving me one day at a time. She's making sure that my blood cells are shaped properly.
Did you guys see Dr. Deborah's her story today?
No.
Let me show you.
I was talking about her. That woman looks amazing.
Oh yeah, very big transformation.
How old she is?
She's almost 70.
That Lord Jesus.
But let me show you what she said.
Did you cry?
Almost. I told her to make it. I told her to make it public so I could see it. But it was because of Dr. Jones. I mean, yeah, Dr. Jones. Deborah, let me go.
Oh, she 100%. Dr. Jones is a lifesaver. She's a piece of candy.
Yeah, it was because of Dr. Jones. She was talking about how, she was diagnosed with. Well, I'll let you, Deborah. Let me see. Cox.
How did
I always ask her, "How did you get here?" She's like, "Huh?"
I can't. Nobody's supposed to be here.
The most amazing week and a half that I can't even comprehend. Our Net 7 collective group of women, of course it's a lot of women, but 22 of us converged upon the DMV from across the nationwide. Women who we have been interacting with on the internet, on Zoom, 2 times a week, and we finally got together to embrace and pour into one another in our own physical space and not over the internet. From Thursday through Sunday, each event was fantastic. Everything that was plotted against me and that came against me, none of it worked. It all worked out for my good. And then on top of that, I was offered my dream job for the end of my career. I have another year to work, but I promised I would give the company 2 years when they called and offered me this job. And I didn't look for it. It came to me. So I'm like, God, in the midst of all this chaos and craziness, you are blessing me tremendously. I had a wonderful, relaxing mud bath. A mud bath I haven't had in about 13 years. I had therapy, physical therapy, massages. I've had mixers where I made contacts with very, very impressive people who can help catapult me into my next level. It seems like God is just doing everything synergistically and it's all coming together. I am a part-time worker with one of the delegates. And guess what one of the delegates focuses is on? The delegate's focus is on mental health. Duh. What is Dr. Cox's focus? Mental health, trauma impacted individuals. Tell me God ain't all up in this mix. Now I'm telling y'all can sit back and talk crap on me and do all the things y'all want to do. Just keep on doing what y'all do. Well, I just soar right up on above ahead of you because you know what? There is no weapon formed against me that's going to prosper. Period. Period.
Get it, Dr. Deborah. Get it, Dr.
Okay.
Deborah.
Listen, let me tell you why that's so impactful to me. First of all, seeing her for the first time, Dr. Deborah has always been a beautiful woman. Like, beautiful woman. Nobody can take that away from her. But I will say this, honey. I will say it, and I will say it loud and proud. That woman did not look like that
when we met her.
And did you see the smile that woman had on her face? She had that smile when we first met her.
She was glowing.
She did not have that smile, and she's happy. And I know that feeling because I've been to look. And you see, I started getting it already.
She got goosebumps.
Every time I start talking about my situation, and I'm hearing it through hers. Like, listen, when you believe that it's yours, and I don't know, and I kept saying, I don't know what God is doing. I have no idea what God is doing.
I remember you said that.
But something is about to happen. Let me tell y'all real quick. And I want y'all to look, just because y'all can go over to Malcolm Jamal Warner's page and tell him that he is all that in 25 bags of chips, because that man has allowed me the opportunity to perform with he and his band. Oh my God, those men are so unbelievably talented. Now, don't get it twisted. I still love my guys because my guys are amazing. And I still love my girls because my girls are amazing. But to be able to work with a gentleman who is on that level, who is also so unbelievably welcoming, is just...
Because you've worked with a lot of celebrities.
I've worked with a lot of celebrities, and they're not like that. They're just like, I'm here. And I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name drop and tell y'all what had happened. But there was another celebrity who was there, who was with his band. So you know it's a man. He was with his band, and his band never interacted with him at all. Like, they were next to each other, but you couldn't tell that they were a team, because they weren't a team. It was him and it was them. I never want to be like that. I always want to be in an environment when I'm with my people. These my people. You know what I mean? You have my back more than anybody else. If I'm on stage, you got my back. Anyway, I digress. An amazing soul. And I just say, like, when I see Dr. Deb, I see now Dr. Jones, because you did something for her, right?
This lady right here, Dr. Jones, sat down with Dr. Deb. I'm making my appointment today. For real.
You have made your appointment?
No.
Okay, let me
No.
tell you
I
about
scheduled.
the
I booked with Dr. Jones, but I'm scheduling my appointment with my doctor.
to get
my blood work.
Okay.
So I can get with Dr. Jones.
Let me tell y'all real quick what she does. Okay, so I'm putting her business out there. What she does is she'll say, okay, get your blood work done. You go get your blood work done. Doesn't matter where you are in the country. Okay, get your blood work done. Then she will go through it with you line by line. And she will say, oh, they told you was fucked up. You weren't nearly as fucked up as you think you are. All you got to do is a little tweaking. Eat right. She will walk you through what you need to eat.
Yeah.
She will walk you through how you need to live. Honey, she will walk you through how you need to sleep.
Yo, Dr. Deb, the other doctor, they told her she had a blood disease. Dr. Jones looked at her blood work and said, you don't have a blood disease. Told her to do this, and this.
And she did it. Look at her.
She did it.
Beautiful.
One day we was on the call. I'm like,
what are you doing?
What happened? This lady aged backwards about 20, 30 years. It was amazing.
Overnight.
I was like, what are you doing?
Overnight.
She hadn't even told us. Then she told us that she had worked with Dr. Jones, that she did everything she told her to do. She started eating right. Like she started doing all this stuff. And it changed her life. She said she'd never had this lady been living almost 70 years, never had an experience like she had with Dr. Jones. So she is the truth.
They told me I was premenopausal. They told me, listen, all you got to do is get these iron infusions. I did an iron infusion. You know what it did? It messed up my face. We got to let Dr. Jones go. She got to go. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I love about Dr. Jones, though, is she's going to give you the straight up truth. She'll do she'll sit down with you. I want you to go to askdrj.info. If you want to live a longer life, please, not just a longer life, but a healthier better life.
Yeah. If you want to improve your life, she will sit down with you because she cares about you.
She actually does. And she might not even know you, but she actually cares. She wants you to be a better you.
Because the thing about it is that medication, when the first time I sat down and talked to her, she said the medication is what's killing you. And these doctors, all they want to do is they want to treat.
They're drug
dealers. They're drug dealers. They don't want to cure. They don't want to change. They just want to treat. She doesn't just want to treat. She wants.
No, I didn't say that part.
Not just. I said she doesn't just want to treat.
Yes.
She wants to change. No, she's gonna treat you, but she doesn't just want to treat you. She wants to treat
you right.
But go to askdrj.info, schedule your appointment. It is life or death, y'all. If you really want to live a better life, ask Dr. J. No, not askdrj.com. It's right here on the banner. Askdrj.info. Go to askdrj.info. Schedule your appointment today.
Please.
Schedule your appointment
Stop
today.
being scared.
I'm going to be a testimonial in a minute. I'm not going to just be sitting and listening to their testimonies,
honey.
But I'm going to be a testimonial.
Because look, my skin is glowing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All the things. Oh, wait, my skin is also glowing. I'm sorry, I have to say this, not just because of you, Dr. Jones, because I have to give my sister a shameless plug.
I was going to say sex.
Well, sex does definitely help. Please, ladies and gentlemen, get out there, have as much sex as you can. But my sister at Pill House, like, did a treatment on my skin. Oh, my bad. Bye, Jones. No. Tell everybody how to follow you.
You can follow me on askdrj.info. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere.
AskDrJ.info. Schedule your appointment today. Dr. Jones, I know she got to go see a patient like right now, so you don't got to leave nowhere. Are you at your office?
Yeah, I'm at my office.
Okay, good. Go see your patient.
Okay. Thank you. Love you both.
Any last words?
Prevention is key because your wealth is your health.
Right. Amen.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I love her.
Me too. April. All right, we're going to end too. So,
so I wanted to put out there, number one, go to Pill House. My sister is in,
how do you spell Pill House?
Peelhaus.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you Sonia Lowry, she is Sonia Lowry Young. She is amazing. Look at
she
me.
Looks just like April.
I'm glowing. Look at that.
She looks just like April.
Also, ladies, if you haven't joined the Net 7 Collective, let me tell you seriously, have your first consultation with the Constance Carter. It's really amazing, and it really is a sisterhood. And I've noticed, really random. Did you know that on the like Bumble, they actually have like for you to meet friends? Did you know that?
I heard about that.
So this is a better way because you're not only meeting new friends, but you are meeting other people who want to advance in their career, their lives, their families, that they just want to advance. They just want to be better thems. And we always forget that we can still grow after the age of 25, after the age of 30. We think, oh, well, I'm already here. This is my life. This is how I've always been. Listen, if you want to change, you got to make some changes.
You know what, too? As I'm listening to you speak, I just think about how people's lives have changed as a result of being a part of the group.
Right.
As a result of being a part of the group. But it's not. It's partially what they learn, right? So they learn things. They're able to make connections and get things and do all the things, right? But Dr. Deb, she got a job. It had nothing to do with Net 7. She got a job, her dream job, in addition to the other things she's doing. Because when you surround yourself with the lightness and the positivity, you start to attract things too. So not only are you learning all these skills and tools and techniques and all those things, your mindset is changing. So it puts you in a position so that now that you can receive other blessings that God can give you that have nothing to do with what I teach you inside the training. It's part of, you being open to receive new things. And so
She didn't mean that in a freaky way.
But it's great just being around just positive women, man.
No, being around positive women is very life-changing. Being around these women is even more impactful because all of them have something to contribute.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Not all that everybody is on the receiving end. And I think that's the other thing and the last thing that I'll say as it relates to Net 7. If you decide that you want to join, don't join because you're looking to only receive something.
That's right.
What are you willing to contribute, right?
Very
How
important.
are you adding value? And please put that in your life. Like, change your life. Focus on how you can add value, because if you're not adding value, you ain't doing shit.
Yeah, that's one of the dopest things I can say about our group is that somebody will say, hey, I got an idea. What do you think of this? And then several people will come in, chime in and say, hey, well, why don't you try this? Because we are our captive audience. Like, a lot of us are the people who would actually buy from them. So you could actually get ideas from the people who are inside the group. And then they want to see you win. Yeah. Ain't no hating, ain't no gatekeeping and nothing like that. So
all of them owe me 10%.
Yeah, well, April has the best ideas. So, I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, since April's here, let's go get some vegan food.
Oh!
You want to go get some vegan food?
I'm hungry, so hell yeah. Did y'all hear my stomach?
I heard it.
Did y'all? Before we go, real quick, if you all haven't purchased
Net 7,
aren't they beautiful? Aren't they? They are all beautiful humans. If you all haven't purchased a book by the Constance Carter, if you all haven't joined the Net 7, if you haven't booked with Constance Carter, then you're poor.
Well, I'm going to leave you with this.
Turn me on when they run me like a ninja.